Hey friends, today I wanted to share with you guys that I have created a group on Goodreads for all these awesome kids that review books. And also on Goodreads, Miss Carole Roman, who is an amazing author, is part of my group, and she checked out my channel and she just loved it. So she sent me all of these awesome books. So thank you so much, Miss Carole Roman, for sending me these books. I just love them. So in today's video, I'll be doing a brief summary about each and every one of these books. So I'm sure you don't want to miss it, so stay tuned. Welcome back on NPStation. So let's see. Our first book is in the Captain No Beard series, and it is called Being a Captain is Hard Work. So in this book, Captain No Beard and his crew go to Do-Right Volcano, and on their way there, a big storm comes, and Captain No Beard's crew keeps on telling the captain that a storm is coming, but the captain just doesn't listen. He just keeps on sailing the ship. And then something bad ends up happening, and the captain does learn his lesson at the end of this book. But I'm going to leave that to you guys to find out what happens. And I just love this book because of the illustrations. I really love the illustrations, especially from the monkey, which I will show in the next book. So in this book, it is also in the Captain No Beard series, and it is called An Imaginary Tale of a Pirate's Life. So in this book, basically, it tells you about the pirate's daily chores and where a pirate would live, and also Captain No Beard and his crew go on a 7-sea adventure. So in this book, I really love the illustration of the monkey because I think it is really, really funny. So now we have some non-fiction books, and our first one is If You Were Me and Lived in Israel. And I really love this book because it shares some really cool facts, such as if you were in Israel, you would read and write from the right side of the paper to the left, which I think was pretty unique. And also it names some famous foods, such as pita bread, hummus, and falafel. And did you guys know those were actually made in Israel? And also in the back of that book, it has a pronunciation guide where it shows all the common words on how you would say it in Israel. So our next book is If You Were Me and Lived in Italy. And I really love this book because on the first page it says where Italy is on the map, and also it says that Italy is actually shaped like a boot. Also, it names a famous landmark, which is a Colosseum. And the Colosseum was built in the years of 72 through 80 BC, which is a long time ago. And the Colosseum is actually the largest amphitheater in the world. So our next book is If You Were Me and Lived in Colonial America. So I really love this book because it says how it is in colonial America, and I could really connect to this book because in 4th grade in social studies I learned about Native Americans and colonial America, so I could really tell what was going on and really cool facts about colonial America, such as the woman would, it says in this book that women would wear what type of cloth women would wear, and the jobs women would do, such as women and the girls, they would do the cooking and then making clothes, while the men hunted food and hunted animals, and also they took the skin of the animals and made the cloth. So I really, really love that book. And now my favorite out of the whole If You Were Me series, which is If You Were Me and Lived in Mars. And once I just read that title, I started imagining on how it would be if I lived on Mars. And that would be really, really cool. So it says you would always have to wear your suit if you went to Mars because you can't breathe if you're out. But you can take off your helmet when you're in the dome. The dome is where you would learn, you actually have school in Mars, and you would learn in the dome, you would sleep in the dome, and everything else. And well, you guys might be thinking, since Mars is the red planet and there's no water, how do you get water? Well, I think it's a really cool way to get water in Mars. I'm going to leave that to you to find out. So the next book in the series is If You Were Me and Lived in Ancient Greece. And I really like this book, and I learned a lot about Greek gods and goddesses. Also, there's a lot of pretty interesting facts, such as there was no sugar in ancient Greece. So every family would take care of their own beehive, and every day after dinner, you would have honey for a dessert. And also, there was no napkins in ancient Greece. So instead, you would use bread to wipe off your hands after each and every meal. And then the bread would be fed to the dogs. So those are some pretty interesting facts about ancient Greece. Also, if you read this book, I'm going to tell you to pay really close attention to the pictures, because there are some hidden stuff in the pictures. And if you find one of them, let me know in your comments below and which one you found. So now we have some fiction books, and the first one is Can a Princess Be a Firefighter? And I really love this book because it inspires you to be whatever you want when you grow up, even if you're a princess. So it also names things that you can be, such as a dancer, a reporter, a cowpoke, and many other things. And our next book is Oh Susanna, Color With Me. And this book is like a fun coloring book that you can color, and whenever I'm bored, I just grab this book and start coloring. And now we have 2 chapter books. And this one is called Oh Susanna in the Bag. And this one, the title is Oh Susanna, Things That Go Bump. And I'm not finished with these 2 books, but I am reading this one, and so far, it's awesome. And this book is about it's about a girl named Susanna Maya Logan who gets invited to her friend's sleepover. But she doesn't want to go because it's in a haunted house. And did I mention the ghost? Well, I'm still reading these 2 books, and I can't wait to finish them. And maybe I'll do another review on these 2. So these are all the awesome books Miss Carole Roman sent me. And once again, thank you so much, Miss Carole, for sending me all these books. And I really highly recommend you guys to get all these books and read them, and because I'm sure you will love them. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like my videos, and don't forget to share with your friends. Bye and have fun reading.